Hi everyone, this is Dr. Nitin Choda. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for being a viewer. Thank you so much for being a subscriber. My name is Dr. Nitin Choda. If you don't know anything about me, please check out my video. You'll learn more about who I am, what my journey has been like, and why you should listen to me. Also, if you learn something new from this video, please consider clicking the like button. Please gently ignite that subscribe button and then enable notifications so you get instant updates from us going forward. Once again, my name is Dr. Nitin Choda. In this video, I'll talk to you about the evidence that exists about the possibility of pre-election stimulus or not. I'll cover both sides of the equation and then I'll let you decide for yourself where things stand. But before I get into that, it's very clear that as we are heading closer to the election, the stress and the tension is rising for everyone, including potentially President Trump. On your screen, you'll see a tweet from Philip Rucker, who's a White House bureau chief at the Economic Post. And Philip was reporting some comments from the president based on a call with staff. And the president made comments like Dr. Fauci is a disaster who is a bomb every time he's on TV. By the way, I did do another video talking about Dr. Fauci on our channel. And it's very easy for me to avoid subjects like that. But on the Ignition Time channel, you'll never see us avoiding tough subjects. So I did do another video on Dr. Fauci and basically, information that you might find interesting. But President Trump said that Dr. Fauci is a disaster who is a bomb every time he's on TV. Other health officials are idiots, according to the President of the United States. Americans no longer care about the pandemic and just think whatever. This is what the president said on a call today with staff. And he said news reports are fake. And so that's something we've heard the president say before. Here's another tweet on your screen from Jennifer Jacobs, who's the senior White House reporter for Bloomberg News. And Jennifer said that the president said this about White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows. By the way, this is contrary to reporting from the New York Times. So, again, you can believe what you like. The president said, I love Mark Meadows. He's the best thing that happened. The president says he has tremendous confidence in his chief of staff. And there were some reports by the New York Times that White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows may not be around after the election, but the president said that that's not true. I love Mark Meadows and Mark Meadows is doing a good job. Now, here's another tweet on your screen, also from Jennifer Jacobs, who said, who quotes the president saying, people are tired of hearing Fauci and all these idiots. The president said in a campaign call that has become, where the president talked about many other things. So let's get back to the state of the stimulus negotiations and where things stand right now, because, I've been doing videos about this all day, but I want to sort of encapsulate it all for you and tell you where things stand now, what the evidence is suggesting now, where things are stacked up right now. So two things are happening right now. Number one, Republicans are worried that U.S. Secretary Steve Mnuchin and President Trump will essentially agree with House Speaker Pelosi, given to House Speaker Pelosi, if you will, on a $2 trillion stimulus deal. And now the Democrats, on the other hand, are wondering if the White House even wants a deal. This is according to reporting by Politico, because remember last week U.S. Secretary Steve Mnuchin said, "Hey, we'll agree with the Democrats on language for testing and tracing," but then they came back and they removed around 55% of the language. According to House Speaker Pelosi, they made the language non-specific. They made the language. They changed the language to a point where the Democrats were not happy with the language. So there's also the outstanding item of the child tax credit, childcare funding, census policies, unemployment benefits. Remember, the Democrats want $600 a week. The administration has offered $400 a week. There's state and local funding, which is the big one. The updated version of the HEROES Act had $436 billion. U.S. Secretary Mnuchin offered $300 billion. So, there's still a lot of outstanding items. And House Speaker Pelosi set a deadline for tomorrow in order to be able to reach a deal before the election. After that, the only focus will be a lame duck deal, meaning a deal during the session post-election before the inauguration of the next president. So that is what's going to happen here. Now, we don't know what's going to happen. President Trump could get re-elected. We could have former Vice President Joe Biden becoming the president. I believe that from a stimulus standpoint, the more important factor is going to be who wins the Senate. Because if Republicans retain control of the Senate, then the chances of stimulus, could go either way. But if we have a blue wave, the probability of a stimulus will be higher, based on all the reporting that we've seen across the board. But that would also mean that stimulus could wait until February or March of next year, which nobody wants. Now, it remains to be seen whether House Speaker Pelosi and the administration can actually reach a deal by tomorrow evening, by the deadline, by the Tuesday evening deadline. Anything is possible at this point. Now, if they do reach a deal, the House will have to be called back in session to vote this week, Thursday, Friday, potentially Saturday. And then the Senate will need at least a week to process this if they decide to take it up at all. Now, there have been some indications that the Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell could indeed put a vote to the floor of the Senate. But he also has been quoted. By the way, that is what White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows said. The Senate Majority Leader on Saturday said that it would be considered. It's quite possible that since then, the Senate Majority Leader has spoken to White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows, who definitively said that the Senate would vote on it. So I would say, based on the information we have, the probability of a Senate vote does exist, which it seems didn't exist, which it seems did not exist 3 or 4 days ago, but now it does exist. But that could take a week, and that pushes up the schedule to right up against election week. Not to mention that Senate Republicans may or may not even get behind us, but then would they want to not support a stimulus bill on the eve of the election? So the stock market seems to be very optimistic that there'll be a stimulus deal, because House Speaker Pelosi has said that she's optimistic. But House Speaker Pelosi has always said that she's optimistic. Meanwhile, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell is going to bring a vote to the floor of the Senate this week for a $500 billion stimulus bill that he feels reflects the needs of the hour. But Democrats are expected to block this, and it'll almost certainly fail. I've covered this in another video on our channel. That's going to be a symbolic vote, nothing more. And that's what it's looking like right now. Things can change. Things can change. Don't blame the messenger. If things change, I'll let you know. But things happening in DC are pretty unpredictable. And President Trump seems to think that the Republicans will support him if and when there is a deal. President Trump said in Reno on Sunday, we're talking about it. I think Nancy Pelosi maybe is coming along. We'll find out. I want to do it at a bigger number than what she wants. That's what the president said. Well, then propose 2.2 trillion. Let's see if that happens. We haven't seen that happen. So the president said, we'll find out. I want to do it at a bigger number than she wants. That doesn't mean all the Republicans agree with me, but I think that they will in the end. If she would go along, I think they would too on stimulus. So we'll see what happens. That's what the president of the United States says. But the evidence does suggest that the Republicans are moving in the other direction. In fact, I mean, you heard what Senator Ben Sasse from Nebraska said, and pretty strong comments there. And also, John Cornyn, Senator John Cornyn from Texas, actually broke with the president on the deficit, on the border wall, but he kept his opposition private, according to reporting by the Fort Worth Star-Telegram. Senator John Cornyn initially described his relationship with the president as, I quote, maybe like a lot of women who get married and think that they're going to chain their spouse, and that doesn't usually work out very well. And Senator John Cornyn continued, I'm quoting the senator, okay? I'm quoting the senator. Don't blame the messenger, I'm quoting the senator. I think that what we found is that we're not going to change President Trump. He is who he is. You either love him or you hate him. And there's not much in between. What I try to do is not get into public confrontations and fights with him, because as I've observed, those usually don't end too well. That is where things stand right now. And the Wall Street Journal, in an article, said that agreeing to House Speaker Pelosi's terms of surrender would divide Senate Republicans and might hurt their chances of keeping a majority. A Trump presidency with a Democratic House and Senate majorities would be a very ugly 4 years, according to the Wall Street Journal. And there were some reports by the White House, by the New York Times, that the White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows' job was in danger. The New York Times quoted Mark Meadows, the White House Chief of Staff, is drawing furious blame from the president and some political advisors for his handling of President Trump's recent hospitalization, and is seen as unlikely to hold on to his job post-election day. And the president himself has refuted that. So either the New York Times is incorrect, or read into it how you will, but that was an interesting report. Now, I just want to be clear: a lot of staff members have essentially come and gone as far as the administration is concerned, including the White House Chief of Staff, who's been replaced several times. So I just want to be clear about that. And finally, President Trump's campaign manager, Bill Stepien, has maintained to senior Republicans that the president has a path forward in the race, but at times conceded that it's narrow. And so that is where things stand right now, everybody. And let me know what you think in the comment section below. The links to all our resources will also be in the description section below. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. My name is Dr. Nitin Choda with Ignition Time. If you don't know anything about me, please check out my video. You'll learn more about who I am, what my journey has been like, and why you should listen to me. Keep in mind, we release videos at 2 p.m. East Coast time most days of the week. You can get your cell phone out, get on our important SMS alerts list. Simply send a text message with the word ignition or with the word time to 70,000. That's 70000. You'll get added to our SMS alerts list. You can also get added if you want to our email list. Simply go to ignitiontime.com/alerts. That's ignitiontime.com/alerts, and you'll get added to our email list. You can opt out of the SMS list or the email list at any point in time that you want. Now, here's something important. You can also follow us on Instagram. Simply go to ignition_time. That's our handle on Instagram, and follow us on Instagram. You'll get exclusive news and alerts on Instagram. Speaking of alerts, you'll also get alerts on Twitter. Simply follow us at ignition_time on Twitter. That's ignition_time on Twitter. Also, keep in mind, sometimes YouTube does not always send out notifications on time. So simply bookmark youtube.com/ignition time. That's youtube.com/ignition time. That's our handle. And you can essentially visit the homepage of our channel, and you can watch the videos at any point in time that you want. You're not dependent on YouTube notifications. So I think that'll be very valuable. Also, keep in mind that if you learn something new from this video, please comment below. You'll find the links in the description section below to all our sources. So you can always check out all our sources, always, every video in the description section below, so you can research the content for yourself. If you learn something new from this video, please consider clicking like. Please subscribe. Please enable notifications. I want you to gently tap that subscribe button, and then I want you to ignite that notification button. That would mean a lot to me and the entire team at Ignition Time. And finally, please share this video with friends and family members. That's your vote of confidence in us and all the effort that goes on behind the scenes at this channel. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next episode of Ignition Time. Take care. Bye.